What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Takeover with your girl, Shay McCray. And you know what day it is. We is inside the room with State Representative Brandon McGee, my boy, my brother. I think he missed me, though. What you think? I don't know.
I did. Well, you know what? Let me get this order of business out of the way. Thank you for joining Inside the Room with myself, State Representative Brandon McGee, where we discuss politics, leadership, and culture, and a little bit of gossip. Now to you, Shay. First of all,
I get the first of all.
I wish people could see like a video version of this, but I know we're streaming. I know folks are tuning in from all over, but y'all, Shay, she went on like this tour of the world. And if you're not following Shay McCray, I need you to follow her so that you can see she was on yachts and boats and snorkeling. And oh my God, I'm so happy that you're back.
Well, let's back up with the snorkeling. I did not snorkel. I was not doing
I'm sorry.
it. Yes, I changed my mind on that. But yes, I took a break. I went to Cabo to celebrate some friend's birthday. But I also came back and stopped
and then
in
had
LA.
a nerve. Oh, and I stopped in LA.
Yes, it's right there. It's 2 hours away. Why not? I met my sweetheart, and it was his birthday.
Well, happy birthday, sir. Happy birthday. We're so glad that you all did the Beyonce and Jay-Z tour of the
that's
world.
what it was about. Well, I had to make sure that he would show some love too, because I was in Cabo with one of my friends, Ricky, and then shout out to Ricky DeVista. Happy birthday.
Ricky Trendy DeVista.
Yes.
What up? Happy birthday, bro.
And then, of course, I had to show him some love too and be out of state with him. But I'm going to tell you this, if I worked for you, I don't think I would be able to take any vacations. I don't know. Is that like not a thing?
Well, you would have to have like short vacations, like maybe a week or a half of week or something, and kind of
I was gone a week.
You were gone for 10 days.
You know what? Okay. All right. So do my vacation have to be like yours? I see you was out and about too this weekend. Hello. Where were you?
Away.
But it looks like you were giving back or doing something like.
So the week before, I was in Martha's Vineyard, Oak Bluffs, and chilled out there. Shout out to Morehouse, the alum, all of the Divine Nine, those folks there on the island. I did some yoga, some polar bear stuff in the water. It was absolutely amazing. Did a lot of walking and enjoying fresh libations.
I know that's right. Listen,
on the island.
Listen, you have to get out. You have to renew, refresh.
You gotta refresh yourself and recalibrate. And for me, I sat on the beach the entire time, read books, wrote in my journal, and just enjoyed, Shay. I enjoyed it. And then came back, took my girl out, my oldest, and we gave out food.
I saw that.
Yeah, there's still a great need out there. And so I want to teach my girls young the importance of giving back and being a part of the community. So we were doing that, and there's still a lot of hungry people.
Well, that was amazing. One of the things I always joke about, but what do you guys really don't know is that he really is trying to save the world. So I know I say it in a jokingly way, but I love your passion for not only enjoying life for yourself, but just to want to contribute to someone else's and making their life too, or making their day. But also I want to, like I said, you guys can't see us right now, but my boy done finally invested in the mic. I am so happy and excited for you. You've been doing so many great.
So this is how we're going to start off this today. That's all I'm going to say. That's fine. So I made a big old like IG story post out of me purchasing what is this? A Yeti? This is a Yeti.
Blue Yeti. Yes.
Blue Yeti. And I think the caption was making small investments at a time.
Absolutely.
And so if any of you are out there listening and you are wanting to follow your passion and be a part of whatever it is that you're doing, entrepreneurial spirit, etc., you've got to invest and make it better.
Invest. Yes.
And after listening to many of our old shows, I did sound like I was in like a vacuum or something. It just sounded very eerie. So hopefully the quality of my audio will be so much better. So thank you for calling me out, Shay.
It sound amazing. Well, Brandon, you've been doing a lot of things since I've been gone, and I noticed that you starting to dance again. This is what we doing. This is what we doing here.
So yeah. So I'm trying to show the people that I enjoy dancing. I enjoy having fun. I am finally back in the gym. I took a little time off, and those COVID pounds were catching up. So I feel so much better, but my knees aren't quite there yet. But yeah. So I'm trying to join the TikTok challenges and do all my dancing. Speaking of which, we have an amazing interview lined up today with a celebrity dance fitness instructor by the name of Dwight Holt Jr. He's going to share a lot with us from his platform, various opportunities for folks to join him on his tour, and quite frankly, dance those pounds off. So I want y'all to go follow me right now. _BLMJ_. Yes, it's still the same Shay, and we will change it soon. But I want folks to check out my video. And like it, comment, whatever. Dance your pounds off. Challenge me.
So we have somebody challenge.
It is, and I want.
That's okay.
I see you do yours.
How I got to do this thing? Is there a video you went by, or how did you do this? Because you was like tearing it up.
So to be honest with you, typical Brandon, I did look at some of his videos. It was a little too much choreography, I guess. I could not catch up with him. So I just freestyled it, and I just did me and had fun. So make up your own dance, but look at his video so you can actually see the intensity, the fun, but the commitment to moving and really what I've been saying all along is taking back your life by one dance at a time. So I have fun, Shay, and I'm gonna keep dancing. I did the little, what is that?
I saw that too. Listen.
But what is the dance? Wait, because they don't know what I'm talking about. I'm doing a lot of sign language, but they don't.
And then what is it, like a spoon? So remind me of New Orleans, because they do that little they dance off the spoon thing on the whatever. I don't know.
Oh God, but we sound like two very old people that's not connected. But let me just play it.
You seem so excited. Now, did you sign up for TikTok?
I did. I have TikTok.
Okay. Well, listen, it keeps you active, young. I see a lot of adults. My peers are doing it. I'm getting confused. Shay, I'm not gonna lie. I think Shay, some people need to give it up.
Shay, hold up. Before we move any further, have you seen the crate challenge?
Oh my goodness.
The milk crate challenge?
Yes, I've seen it.
Now, Uncle, what we call him, Snoop Dogg, is he our uncle or godfather? Whatever he is.
That's Uncle Snoop.
That's Uncle Snoop. Uncle Snoop is promoting this like cray, okay? The number of people who are walking up, literally, I don't know, they gotta be like as high as 12 crates on grass, falling, messing up their faces. I don't understand the challenge, so y'all gotta fill me in on this.
It's all about balance, focus, just walking up the crate. I have no idea what is going on. It looks like a lot of fun, but it does
not look like a lot of fun.
Yes, it's a challenge. It's something. It's like if you don't make it up, you're gonna hurt yourself. It's kind of like bullfighting. One of us gotta go. You know what I'm saying? So it's like either the crates. You wouldn't do it, Brandon?
Yeah.
You wouldn't do it?
No.
You give me you would make it up the crate and back down.
I'm not doing it at all. I think that is one of the dumbest challenges I've ever seen.
Did you see the young lady with the heels on?
Well, perhaps that's the one that started all of this foolishness. Didn't she make it over?
They just posted her. She made it over with heels on. That's something I would do. Here's the thing though. I don't know what this is about, but I did see a meme that out there that said people are, instead of stacking money, they stacking crates because they love to see people fall. That was kind of deep there. I was like, okay, well, are we not encouraging people to, I don't know. But anyway, I'm not doing it. I'll take you up on the dance challenge. I'm here for it. I always used to say that when I go to the club, I love to dance because it keeps my body tight, right, and fit. I always say that. Always.
Listen, you can't beat that.
So, without further ado, I think our guest is in the building. We're gonna go ahead and take us on out to that interview. Take us to break so we can come back to that interview, B.
Oh, that's what's up. Well, y'all already know the drill. Keep it locked. Don't go nowhere. We will have none other than Dwight Holt Jr. Again, he's our guest. He's inside the room. He's a celebrity dance fitness instructor, and he's straight out of Tennessee, y'all.
Tennessee?
Now in Atlanta.
Oh, wow.
But before we go on break, I've got to give Auntie Monique a shout out. When she commented on my post, she made my day yesterday. But she also challenged me. She was like, "You don't want this heat, baby. You don't want this heat."
Let me go check it out right now. Let me go see that.
So while we're doing that, and you all are inviting people to download the FUBU Radio app, y'all keep it locked. Don't go nowhere.
It's the takeover, baby.
What's going on, y'all? This is Brandon McGee. As always, we're inside the room where we discuss politics, leadership, and culture. And as I've always said, a little bit of gossip every now and again. But we're here. We have a real special guest in the house. Many of you, if you are on Instagram or anywhere, a social media platform, you've seen this man do his thing, motivate men, women, all of the above to take charge of their health. We have none other than Mr. Dwight Holt Jr., Tennessee native. And I mean, he has a really impressive bio. I believe you're a Morehouse man as well.
Yes.
Okay, so we could talk about that as well. But he's known, y'all, for getting Monique, helping her to get her life back. That's all. That's what I'll say. But let's jump right on in, man. Talk a little bit about who Dwight is, the celebrity fitness instructor.
What's up? So who is Dwight? Dwight is an easygoing, chilled out man who just lives every day knowing that tomorrow's not promised. So I live every day to the fullest. I live every day knowing there's not one limit, and I take no excuses. So many people who know me, see me, whether it's friends, family, clients, whatever, they know if we get together, we're living life to the fullest, no limits, and we're making stuff happen. So that's who Dwight is. Go ahead.
So when did you leave Morehouse? When did you graduate and you figured that this is going to be your way of life, your business, like what you do?
So prior to going to Morehouse, I studied dance and theater. So I studied a lot of things within the arts. So my decision to go to Morehouse was based on to go to a top-notch institution where so I could gain the business aspect of all things, the business aspect of it, so I could incorporate the theater side, the drama, the dance, all that good stuff with the business side. So that was the ideal to go to Morehouse. Well, it didn't really happen the way I thought it did. When I got to Morehouse, I began to do things like, I was a business major at Morehouse, business management. So what happened was I realized instantly when you go to college and you begin to major in something that is not necessarily what you do, now that makes it harder. My friends who was in like theater and dance and all that, I was looking at them midterms like, darn, why didn't I do this? I knew this information. I'm in business groups like this chunk is so darn hard. It doesn't come second to me. So it made it a little bit more complicated. But while I was at Morehouse, I decided I wanted to take a break. And I was like, let me book a tour. And I'm gonna book a tour dancing. And after I book this tour, I'm gonna take a year off from Morehouse because I was like, you know what?
Wait, so you just randomly said, yo, I'm gonna book a tour and I'm going for it.
Yeah. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna audition. as long as I can book a tour, my parents will understand. Now, unless I bring them something that's gonna make money, it's a done deal. They can be like, nah, stay in school, ride it out. So I was like, let me do this. So Sierra had an audition. MTV was filming it. So I was like, you know what? This is it. I know they're paying MTV, let's go. I took my mother and grandmother to the auditions with me. I had them there. Every time I went out the room from one segment, somebody was like, oh, he killed. I'm looking at them like, see? Get all the way to the final and I do not get casted. I'm over it. So I'm over it, one, because that's when I first realized that this industry is all about looks and all about the visual. So it's like, although I killed the audition,
fat people like me, I gotta continue to drink my
like
water.
Who?
My can,
now you
like
need to drink
me.
that water, but you ain't fat.
And my kombucha.
You hide it well. But no, so once I didn't get picked, I realized at that moment, like I was like, I'm gonna push dance aside for a little while because of the fact of, it's like if my looks stop me from doing what I really want to do, I'm just gonna go business route. So I went business route, left Morehouse 2012, got into banking, made great money, but it was something that was still unfulfilled about me not doing dance. And that's when Dance Your Pounds Off came along.
Wait, don't jump into it yet. Don't jump into
Look,
it
that's
yet.
what I was like, that's what
I really want people to understand that you didn't just wake up yesterday and have, or rather amass, this amazing followership of people on all social media. You've been with stars, you do your thing. You really had to work your way and find your way, right?
Yeah,
and
so I started at the bank. I started at the bank. I think are we still here?
Yeah, you there.
There we are. So I started at the bank, and it's very interesting because once again, like I was at the bank, but I went down the business route. Like the money was great. The bonuses was great. Like everything was great, but I still felt like something was missing. Mm-hmm. And so with that, we will get into it a little later, but then that's when dancing kind of came back into my life and took a different kind of spin.
So just one more thing before we take a quick break. And again, if you all are just joining in the FUBU Radio, we are here talking with Dwight Holt Jr. Do you have a nickname? Come on, you gotta have a nickname.
I do.
Like, what is it?
DC, actually, DC, but you're the first person.
Wait, pause.
You're the first person who ever asked me that question. DC is my nickname. So my full name is Dwight Kramer Holt Jr. So my dad, I'm a junior. So when my dad used to get some gifts, I used to feel free if it was a gift card or something like that. If you only put Dwight, it was either or.
It's going to you.
It was either or. So this was mine. So my aunt began to call me DC for my first and middle name. Instead of saying DJ, she did my first and middle initial. So all my family calls me DC, but I got tired of being called DC. So when I got to like high school, I moved to a different state. So when they was like, what's your name? I was like, Dwight. That's it. Dwight.
Oh, okay.
So all my friends, like from college, high school, even now, those who met my family, they call me DC because they're so used to it. But everybody else be like Dwight. But you didn't call me DC DC.
No, I listen, as famous as you are, I know your surreal name is not, it's just not gonna be it. So I'm sure you have something. So you've also done a few things, right? You have had numerous appearances on The Real, The Inside, TMZ, The Preachers. I mean, talk to us about that experience. So you're into acting, clearly.
So my appearances have largely by way come from, of course, the following that I've built, as well as my work with Monique and a few others. And that's just how it comes. For anybody who's seen my videos, one thing that let me say this. I've actually been in more rooms than I've physically been in. And I think that is so great because it speaks on the power when it says your gifts will put you in front of kings and queens. And it is so dope because there's many times that people have said they seen me on things that I didn't even know I was there. But the power of just your gifts in general. But yeah, so that amazes me. The Preachers, they did a little feature on me, or they featured me when they were talking about Monique's weight loss. The Real, they called me and they wanted me to do a segment on there, in addition to what I did. But because I didn't have product on hand, we decided to push that out for a little bit. But it's still, we're waiting on a few things to come in, because it's like, to go on a show and like Ellen, she featured me, to do a show like Ellen the Preachers.
I do remember that.
Ellen featured like a treadmill video when we used to do the treadmill videos.
Yep.
But to do like, for those features, it's like you want to make sure you can get paid from it. So if it's like, if I ain't got no product, then afterwards folks can go to my page and be like, hey, let me purchase this DVD. It's like, no, y'all wait. Let's wait. Let's back. So
back it up. That's
features are amazing because of being acknowledged for what you do. But in this time, bro, every post is a feature. Like I have posted, like I posted a video from Detroit a couple weeks back, and like after 3 days, it was at 4 million viewers. So the young lady who was in the video, Ebony, she was hitting me up like, I'm famous, I'm this. I'm like, you are, girl. Live your life.
Look, I'm good. Keep me as a little state rep.
Another million. Every time I hit another million, she hits me up and be like, hey, we got another million. And I'm like, live, baby. Like I love that. Like live your best life.
That's what's up. Well, you know what? Let's pay some bills. Again, if you're just tuning in, make sure you share, invite a friend to listen to this interview with D Holt. He told me to call him DC, but I kind of like D Holt.
D Holt, boom.
So, keep it locked. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. What's going on? Of course, we are here inside the room with myself, State Representative Brandon McGee, and we also have with us none other than Dwight Holt Jr. We calling him D Holt. He is famous for Dance Your Pounds Off. Also, if you've seen Auntie Monique on Instagram doing her thing, you will always find D Holt there helping her out, alongside thousands of men and women who are literally dancing and shedding pounds off. So we have him inside the room, and I'm just glad that he's here. He took a little time out to chill with us and to really talk about his journey. So D, talk to me a little bit about the types of dancing that you actually do. So is it like African dancing? Can you compare that to Zumba? And then I want to talk a little bit about how you came up with Dance Your Pounds Off. What inspired you to start it?
So the types of dance, which is a great question. It is many types. I do have I've trained in all types of dance throughout my career. So I've trained through all types of dance. So when it comes down to my program, Dance Your Pounds Off, I really focus in on the dancing that kept me in the most shape. So that's hip hop and African. Between hip hop and African, a lot of my moves are infused with them both. At one point in time, I used to, pre-COVID, I actually used to do a class, and once a week I would have an African drummer. And you talking about an amazing class, like an amazing class it was. In reference to Zumba, I think one of my funniest moments was, I probably went to maybe New York, either New York or Baltimore, one of the two. And I know you, like I said, Baltimore, they don't say Baltimore, they be like Baltimore. So I gotta say Baltimore.
I'm from the East Coast. We say Baltimore.
Baltimore. I went to Baltimore. They be like, no, it's Baltimore. Dude. But no, so I think it might have been one of these northern cities, and somebody came in who probably just seen a video, and it always cracks me up. They come in and they be like, okay, so what is this class? I'd be like, okay, so you done purchased this ticket, you done got a shirt, and you come there like, so what am I here for?
They're so excited to see you, it don't even matter.
It's like, you know what, cool. So then she was like, so is this similar to Zumba? So a woman out the corner, she was like, nah, baby, this ain't Zumba, baby. Zumba ain't got nothing to do with it. So when she said it, I couldn't do nothing but laugh. And the woman was like, just wait. So after the class, the woman came up to me. She was like, oh, no, baby, this not Zumba. This not Zumba. I appreciate any type of fitness, anything where people are saving their lives by getting healthy. Any type of way that you choose to be active, I appreciate it, and I think it's dope. Yeah. Dance Your Pounds Off is a little different from every other aspect, though. because I still haven't taught other instructors to be certified dancer pounds off, because there's much more to go into it. With Zumba, it's so structured. Sometimes a lot of my friends who do Zumba, they can't really deviate from it. Like they want to do other things, but Zumba's here. Yeah. And Zumba is kind of like repetitive. Zumba's different. When you come into a dance your pounds off class with the warm up in itself, it is for an instructor to gauge what you're able to do. So when I'm warming you up, I'm not only warming you up so you don't break nothing, hurt nothing. I'm seeing what you can do, and you don't even know I'm seeing that. So when it comes down to the routine, and I get somebody be like, I can't do that. I'm like, wait, then you do, so you can do it. That's one. And like with Dance Your Pounds Off, I really cater to the crowd. I come from pastors. My father was a preacher. His father was a preacher. The workout room is my pulpit, if you would. It's my congregation. So when I go in there, we're really changing lives. Like, this is not just like a 1 hour class, in, out, that's it. No, when we dance, when people say we dance off our pounds, it's beyond weight. So let me, and it's a great segue into just a few of these statistics when you're talking about helping to change folks' lives, right? African-American women have the highest rates of obesity or being overweight compared to any other groups in the US. About 4 out of 5 African-American women are overweight or obese. And I don't know why it's so much on women, but there's also the flip hand side. The same goes for African-American men and also Latino males being 2.3 times more likely to be overweight compared to non-white or non-Hispanic and Black males. So the work that Dwight is doing, and I'm sure folks are listening in. I just actually got back from Martha's Vineyard, and for the first time, Dwight, I participated in polar bear, like in the water, dancing and moving. Absolutely amazing. I don't know if you've been to Martha's Vineyard, but we need to bring you there so you can. I gotta come.
Man, you got to go to Inkwell. You have to show these folks what you do. But anyway, I digress. I just really appreciate your focus on the health side of things. It's cute while y'all out there, but it also takes commitment and consistency. So
it does, and a lot of I want to speak on the statistics, because when it comes down to the statistics in reference to overweight and obesity and things of that such, a lot of times now I work my clientele is very diverse. You can see many people on there.
I'll answer as quickly as I can. I'm always learning more.
Alexa, stop. She thought she heard her name.
I love it.
but no, with the statistics, like, we have a history, and one thing I do want people to get over is blaming it on generational curses. Now, the thing is that it is a such thing. Yeah. It is a such thing, and when it comes down to it, it's just like, if you know there's, I just told somebody else this, if you know there's traffic on the road, do you get on that interstate to be stuck in traffic, or do you go another way? I would hope you go another way. If you know your family has certain things passed down from it, do you go in that direction, or do you fight against it and go another way? So it's true, things can be passed down generationally, but it's like at some point we have to break the curse. So with obesity and things like that, I think from generation, we are an eating culture. We eat. I promise you, at one point in time, it used to be 3 people in the house, but my mother would cook like it was Thanksgiving every Sunday. And it's supposed to be like, who are you cooking for? She'd be like, my kids, this is the way we eat. So it's like, God. We go to food for everything. When we celebrate, we go out to eat. Our birthdays, we have a dinner. Like, we're sad, come over, let me fix you something to eat.
But you know, one of the things that I've committed my life to as a sitting state legislator here in the state of Connecticut, I realized that there are what you call food deserts, right? And certain communities don't have access to even small grocery stores that have fresh produce, etc. So most times, many of our folks, specifically Black Latino, they're going to the McDonald's or the Wendy's or the Chick-fil-A's or Bojangles, wherever you are, right? And it's not the best. But the point that I want to underscore that you brought up is you have a decision to make, the right decision to really take charge of your life and not repeat, you know, and I'm repeating what you're saying, but not repeat what we've been accustomed to. And that's so eating any and everything. Yeah.
That's dope that
man.
you do that. And I would also push you to do one other thing. You may already be doing it, but I would also push you to somehow introduce to the community how less it's. I was a vegan vegetarian for 3 years.
I've been a vegan for 8.
Okay, boom.
And the first thing people say is it's too expensive. What? That's not true.
Not only is it not too expensive, but some people feel like with the meal you have to have a meat. Like now,
no.
They be like, oh, it ain't right. I need my.
Okay, so all right, so we're gonna have to bring you back on to talk about.
Cool. Let's go.
Options. But I want you to talk a little bit about how you met Monique. Did she reach out to you? Like, how did that go down? Like, you're talking about a phenomenal lady. Like, she is the aunties of the auntie. I love her. I follow her. I follow you. But I just think it's like, she's dope. How did y'all connect?
Let me tell you something. She is that woman, all the women in my family, one, for some odd reason, majority of them are Sagittarius. It's like mother the 14th, Mo the 11th, grandmother the 13th, sister the 1st. Like, it's women in my family there and they're headstrong. And when they believe in something, you're going to know it. And they're going to tell you how they feel. They're going to love on you. They're going to hug on you, but they're going to tell you. Mo, one of the best women that I know because she's taught me so much in the sense of standing for what you believe in. And it doesn't matter if the crowd follow you or not. If you believe in it, they eventually come. My meeting with Monique was crazy. It was honestly fate. Nothing more, nothing less. She didn't contact me. I didn't contact her. We were at the same place at the same time. Where I used to live in Atlanta. I lived in a condo where half of it is hotel, half of it is condo. Mm-hmm. So the only thing that separates us is which door you go into when you get in. She was standing there while she was filming Bessie with Queen Latifah. Mm-hmm. I lived there. So every morning I have a workout routine. For some odd reason, I don't think they had an early filming day. So we ended up in the gym at the same time.
Wow.
She was on the treadmill walking and I was on the opposite side dancing. So when she walked in,
you was hitting it, going in.
You know? So when she walked in, I see her, but my first thought, I was like, that's Monique. Now I'm in there by myself. Like she's in there with her assistant, Robin, at the time. And I was like, that is Mo. So I'm like, just be cool. You done met a lot of celebrities. You done went through journalism. You done danced back up. Like, you know, just like, that's Mo. Like, that's Mo. So I'm getting my work in. So now what's funny is to hear when she tells her side of the story. Because her side of the story, she always says, I looked over at him and he wasn't paying no attention to me. I always be like, girl, I had seen you. So I'm like, let me be chill. Like, don't do too much. So I'm getting ready to leave because now at this point I have to make it to the bank. I have to make it to work. I see her look at me, get off the treadmill like she's finna follow me. So I was like, I got 5 more minutes. So I start going in. She started imitating everything I'm doing. By this moment, I know I'm about 10 minutes late from work, but it's Monique, my manager. He's a black man. He'll understand when I say, guess who was with me? So nonetheless, she, when I finished, cause I was like, hey, I'm finna be late for work. It was great. She was like, young man. I was like, yes, ma'am. She says when I said yes, ma'am, she was done for at that moment, just out of the respect level. But she was like, I'm here for a couple of weeks, filming a movie. Can you train me while I'm here? Yes, I can. Like, what do you mean?
Like when? What time?
Like, let's go. Right. So we set a time. She was like, send her assistant the numbers, everything. We held a conversation. The next day I went. I didn't think she was gonna show up. I had told my boss, like, hey, I'm late because of Mo, but I'm supposed to be training. He was like, okay. She was about 2 minutes late, but in them 2 minutes was the longest 2 minutes of my life because I felt like
she's not coming.
She's not coming. She opened the door. She was like, baby. I was like, oh, that's Mo. Let's go. So that was a couple weeks. She went back to LA. A couple weeks later, I got a phone call like, hey, I will be moving. Can we set up like 2 days a week? Sure. 2 days turned into 3, turned into 4. I think at one moment we was at 5 days a week. Now we like 6 years in.
Wow. Well, we're going to have to take one more break. You got to come back and just talk to us briefly about, Dance Your Pounds Off, what's coming up next for you. I know you got a lot in the pipeline. You're working on some things. So, of course, if you're just tuning into FUBU Radio, y'all, again, we're with Dwight Holt Jr. He is the celebrity fitness instructor, known to work alongside Monique and others. I'm sure he's worked. You worked with Beyonce before?
I haven't, but let me tell you what's dope though. Beyonce has seen my work. You hear me? Beyonce has seen my work. So
listen. All right, we're gonna pick this back up. Y'all keep it locked. Don't go nowhere. What's going on, y'all? We're back again. We're chopping it up with Dwight. Listen, if you missed the first half, you missed it. Hopefully you'll tune back in later, but he's talked to us a little bit about his journey, his experience with Monique, how he met her. Dwight, talk to us a little bit about Dance Your Pounds Off, what you're doing. I know you'll be in Connecticut pretty soon. Talk to us a little bit about that and how can people access you? Do you have virtual platform for people across the country to join in on Dance Your Pounds Off? Help us understand how we keep up with you, your social media platforms, all that good stuff.
Great. So currently, so all things Dance Your Pounds Off I own. I always say that because I'm proud of it. Like sometimes we have these things, but we don't take it the next level, get it trademark and all that. Hey, entrepreneurs, if you're listening, get ownership of your company. And that's a great investment. At this moment, can't nobody call their program Dance Your Pounds Off and I'm not comforting them. It's mine.
Wow. But, that's what's up, man. Say that again. Say that again, because there's so many young folk, and that's relative nowadays, but young people, they see people like you. They look at your followership on IG and they're like, I could do that in a week.
Right.
And don't understand the back end and being consistent and investing.
It's a lot of hard work
in yourself. Yeah.
It's a lot of hard work. When it comes to Dance Your Pounds Off, when I tell y'all blood, sweat, and tears has gone in it, it has gone in it from my end to the clients who come in. A client recently told me, she was like, you don't know this about me. She was like, but at one point in time, I was spending my last $10 on just coming to one of your classes because I had to be in a room. And she was like, now, as you see, I'm selling homes. Like, I'm good, I'm set. But she was like, I never want you to understand or underestimate the power that this room holds. Because I tell people all the time, I remember, and it's funny because we were joking about Beyonce before the break, but Beyonce did a concert in Atlanta, Georgia. And this particular day, everybody was going to a concert. I wasn't, so I still had class. So I did my class and only one person came because everybody was at the concert. Mm-hmm. So the young lady told me, she was like, hey, if you want to cancel class and we'll just wait till tomorrow till it's a full room, I'm fine with that. I said, nah, whether it's one person or 1,000 people, you're going to get exactly what you came for. And class was amazing. I didn't realize it was her birthday. I didn't realize the reach that she had. And it's sometimes somebody underestimates one person, but if one person knows 1 million people and they know me, like you can't underestimate that.
Don't despise small beginnings, bro. That's small what the beginnings. Bible talks about.
Entrepreneurs, man, like I don't care if it's 1 or 1,000 or 1 million young folks, when it comes down to it, give everything you have because those are the moments for building. And when you get in front of 1,000 people, you will never forget that moment. But yeah, y'all can find me everywhere. I was saying earlier, I own all things Dance Your Pounds Off. So if you Google Dance Your Pounds Off, everything will pop up. DanceYourPoundsOff.com. You can find merchandise there. You can find, I do tour around the world. My tour right now is limited because of COVID. But if you're like, I don't want to go out, I don't want to be in the building because of COVID, I have what we call Club DYPO. And there's about 4 or 5 instructionals on there with a warm up and a cool down. So go online, take you a couple classes there. But ultimately, Dwight Holt Jr. on Instagram, Dance Your Pounds Off everywhere else. Check me out.
And you'll also be, I'm looking at the flyer now, here in the state of Connecticut where I'm based, on Saturday, August 28th at 2 p.m. Shout out to the Windsor Warriors. They're hosting you. All proceeds for that particular Dance Your Pounds Off, a part of your tour, would go to the Blanca Romero Memorial Scholarship and Community Programming through Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, the Delta Pi Sigma chapter. And by the way, I'm an Alpha, but we'll leave that there. Okay.
I heard. I heard. But no, so I'll be there. I'll be there. LA's coming up. Oakland's coming up. I'm really excited. Birmingham is coming up. And I've never done Birmingham, Alabama. And I'm a Tennessee boy.
Listen, I went to school in Montgomery. Birmingham is fabulous. Make sure you connect with the mayor.
I've never done Birmingham. Let me tell you something. I put those tickets out on Sunday. They were gone by Tuesday morning. I did not realize that I had a capacity because I thought the venue, the way they were explaining, I was like, 100 people easy. Well, I put 100 out there and they reached out there. I was like, hey, we need you to take some off because it's only 50. Went to take them off and they were gone. So now we're looking at bigger venues, but I'm so excited about Birmingham. I love a big country city.
No, but
I'm from Tennessee.
Wait, hold, pause. Now listen, Alabama, I mean, even when you say it, it's a little, you got to fumble over it. It's a little country. It's fine. But Montgomery and Birmingham, I went to school in Montgomery. It's not as southern or country as you think it is. They're very, very metropolitan area. It's really nice.
That's why I was gonna pull everybody in the country. Mobile, Montgomery,
Opelika, Alabama, crossover, slap back.
They finna join. Let me tell you something about these classes though, and I love all my people, but when it comes to like up north and in the deep south, there are people, they will come in there and turn on the fan and tell me it's too hot. Like it is my class, but they're like, it's too hot. Can you turn up? I'm like, not right now. They're like, ooh, girl, and we be in there like, but you gotta love it though. You gotta love it.
So one more time, tell the people how they can find you and any other last words you want to give to our audience. First of all, I just want to thank you. Before you do that, I want to thank you, man, for coming on. Keep up all of the great work that you're doing. And we'll make sure, to keep it locked in and making sure we're following you and helping you to pursue all of what you plan to do. I also want to just say, one of the things that I think we need to commit ourselves to is making sure our youth understand how, or rather the importance of being active. And I know this to be true when you talk about the COVID pandemic and how many of our students were locked in the house and they weren't as active. And so this is an opportunity, I believe, for them to remain engaged. So we really, really thank you, man, for the work that you do. And we're going to dance our pounds off. So I can't wait to see you here in the state of Connecticut on August 28th. And that will be, let me pull up that flyer one more time. August 28th at the Windsor High School Gymnasium, and that's in Windsor, Connecticut. So those of you in the area, feel free. Tickets are available on Eventbrite. And again, we just can't thank celebrity fitness instructor Dwight Holt Jr. for joining us on today. Thanks again. Y'all keep it locked. Don't go nowhere. All right.
Welcome back to the Takeover with your girl, Shay McCray. And y'all already know we are inside the room with State Representative Brandon McGee. And I will tell you that interview is amazing, B. I wish I was there, but this guy is like awesome. Like, just even his story with working with Monique and everything, like that's amazing.
And I mean, and he also talked about his numerous appearances on The Real, The Insider, TMZ, and The Preachers. So, D Holt, he's doing his thing. And I'm also glad that he talked about his journey He's a Morehouse man, but he also took a little break to follow his dreams when the opportunity presented itself. And, you know, just being around focused, driven people and having had the opportunity to chop it up with him inside the room is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and that hotel he lived in, the 12, I live next door to it. I wish I would have bumped into him, you know, like that's amazing. But he's coming to your city, your town, Connecticut. He's coming to Connecticut. Dance Your Pounds Off tour.
Yes. So Dance Your Pounds Off tour 2021 with your celebrity fitness, Dwight Holt Jr. Y'all can follow him. Tickets are still available on Eventbrite, so just type in Dance Your Pounds Off. Again, he's going to be in the great state of Connecticut, in the amazing town of Windsor, there at the Windsor High School Gymnasium on Saturday, August 28th at 2 p.m. So you don't want to be left out, y'all.
And this is open to everyone, video. Right?
It is.
Okay.
The proceeds will go to support educational opportunities, among other initiatives. So we're just so glad to welcome Dwight and his crew to the state of Connecticut on, again, Saturday, August 28th, 2 p.m. at the Windsor High School Gymnasium. And again, you can get tickets on Eventbrite. And I think tickets are going rather quickly, so you may want to get your tickets now.
All right, y'all make sure y'all go follow him, Dwight Holt Jr. That's what's up.
Yeah. And again, thank you, Auntie Mo.
Oh yeah. Comment on your post. I saw that. I was like, she said she don't want the smoke. You don't want it, B.
She was basically like, look, hey, no, how she start off? Hey, sweetie.
Look, you love it.
Look, I love every bit of it. So hopefully we can get Auntie Monique on the show here to talk about her journey. She looks absolutely amazing. If you follow her on Instagram, she's introducing all types of meals, even vegan foods. So we're very, very excited about what's happening with Monique.
It was your response for me. You're so politically correct all the time. You
mean?
Know, just like what you say. Thanks, Auntie. I'm like, you know what? Whatever. Now that's Auntie because she responded.
No, so she became officially Auntie when she checked all of the Black women walking out their house with headbands on.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't understand why they started that trend, but you know, that's a whole conversation for another day.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah,
but
so
I do know we had a very, very lively conversation around coronavirus 19.
Yes.
Your perspective. We also talked a lot about the different vaccines. So I'm sure you've got an update for us.
Look at you. If y'all could see his face, yes, there is an update finally, but we already knew this was going to happen. Y'all thought it happened. The FDA already approved the Pfizer vaccination, but it is finally approved by the FDA. So, hey, it is what it is. It's finally approved, but we still have some people in fear at this moment. And I do know I remember us speaking last week in reference to why people were not being vaccinated. And one of the ones was being that it was not FDA approved. Now, we still have some more concerns because I'm pretty sure you heard the Reverend Jesse Jackson and his wife was hospitalized after receiving, being fully vaccinated since January. Now, from what I hear, there is a booster shot that is needed as well.
Well, just to be clear, and I think I'm glad that you're bringing this up. So yeah, our prayers on behalf of both the takeover and the inside the room. We're praying for a speedy recovery with both Mr. and Mrs. Jackson as they recover. I think it's important to know that just because you are vaccinated does not mean you are exempt or you are immune, to not getting COVID-19. It is, in fact, you get the shot, both shots or the one shot, and you are less likely to be as sick if you did not receive the vaccine. So I don't think people should go into once you decide you get a vaccine, oh, I'm going to be completely covered and protected from this deadly disease. That's farthest from the truth. The other piece is there are booster shots that will be available. And just to be clear, I've done a little research. It's the same exact. So for example, just to make it clear, for example, if you receive, Pfizer, the 2 shots, then the booster shot will literally be the same Pfizer shots that you receive. There's nothing
2 shots
different.
again?
That's what I'm hearing. And again, this information is changing almost daily. But the point I want to make is it's not a different type of vaccine. It is the same exact shot that you received initially. So I received the J&J Johnson & Johnson. I will then go back and get a booster shot of that same shot. And I think you have to get the booster shot maybe 6 to 8 months after you received your 2 shots or your 1 shot. And as of today, in the United States, the total doses given of any particular vaccine is 363 million.
Wow.
And then people fully vaccinated, there's about 171 million. And then a percentage fully vaccinated, because remember, some people have to get their second shot, is only at 52%. So,
and why aren't they fully vaccinated? If you already decided to do the first shot, wouldn't that would be an easy peasy to just go get your second shot?
One would assume, but there are some people who either forget to go get their shot, or they just opt out, or they are in the process of receiving their shots and the information hasn't been recorded yet.
I also was told that the second shot is not as, I guess the first shot is, 90 or was it 88%? And then the second shot is just an attachment to it. So I guess they already feel like they covered once they get that first shot. And don't quote me on the numbers,
I don't know
please.
Why.
I know it's somewhere around there. Am I somewhere around there?
You're correct.
Oh, okay.
I just think it's vitally important, if you're listening to us now, and you have signed up to have the Pfizer or the Moderna vaccine, you need to get both shots. Don't just get 1 shot and think you're good. Like, go get your shots. And again, I am not here, and Shay, this, I'm not here to beat anybody over the head about a vaccine. You do what's best for you. Because we've watched social media where people are literally killing each other because you're an anti-vaxxer, or you're vaccinated, you're crazy, and Jesus is going to get you and all.
Oh my God, I don't hear. The latest I saw was these people are going to drop dead after 3 years. I'm like, oh my goodness. But you know what? I will say this. I owe you a promise. I told you once it was FDA approved, I would consider being vaccinated. So, and I knew Pfizer would be the first one. I continue to follow the stories and do research. A lot of people are going off of the conspiracies. My thought of never getting it done was never over a conspiracy. It was definitely just wanting the FDA to be behind something.
That's right.
And that I take. So, hey, I'm up for it now.
And I'm proud of you, because it's been months that we've been talking about this.
Yeah.
And I think it's also important that we both remind folks of the Tuskegee experiment. And a lot of people are under the impression that many of the men who participated in that study were injected with syphilis. They were not injected with syphilis, okay? They had already been infected, and basically the federal government denied them access to the penicillin that was made available to others that could have healed them. And it also prompted the government to establish the FDA, if I'm not mistaken, to help regulate and to make sure that there's full transparency within our health system. So I want people to understand that that was all about access. and we didn't have access to vaccine or penicillin to take care of us. So y'all go get the vaccine. If you don't, just wear your mask, please. Just please.
Well, before we move on from this topic, I have to bring up your boy Trump. All right. So your boy Lord. Trump was just recently booed at an Alabama rally after telling supporters to get vaccinated. So apparently,
wait, pause. D. Trump telling people to get vaccinated?
Yes. He said, and you know what? I believe totally in your freedom. I do. You got to do what you have to do. But I recommend take the vaccine. I did it. It's good. Take the vaccines.
Now, this
he still don't even know how to say it.
It's the same man. Listen, it's the same man that told people that it ain't real. He said it. I have the receipts as well as everybody else. So that's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Let's not give him no more time on our show.
No more time on the show. Hey, listen, I had to cover that because I'm actually shocked that he's even finally being booed. Like a lot of people, yeah. What's this rally about? I just want to know what's going on?
Now you said he was in
Alabama. Yeah.
Alabama. Shout out to Montgomery, Alabama. Of course, I went to the Alabama State University. Shout out to Yasmin and psych. Let me stop. So I think, so first of all, this was his Save America rally.
Yes.
And it was, I want to say it was his first time like being out in 4 years. As we all know, he's been under the radar. As we all know, former President Trump, I even hate saying that, but anyway, it's the midterm elections that are coming up, and I believe Donald Trump is really trying to reposition himself as a leader and influence some of the folks on the local level, Republicans, to get back out and to vote for their people. And all I'm saying is y'all need to wake up, folks who are listening. I am not telling you to vote for any particular person or be associated with any particular party. However, I am saying you have to vote your conscience. And I also want you to follow what's been happening with redistricting. We talked about the census last year. Shay and I, we had plenty episodes of just the importance of being counted. And all of this ties in with each other, y'all. And all I'll say is Donald Trump is not sleep at the wheel. He is Donald Trump.
Donald Trump, I hear you. You know what? Let's take a quick break because we got some more to cover today. A little bit more that's going on, especially with the cross seas and the soldiers being called to come home. This is a big deal. So you say, right? Yeah, yes. You guys keep it locked. Don't go nowhere. It's the takeover. Welcome back to the takeover with your girl Shay McCray here on FUBU Radio. And we're inside the room with State Representative Brandon McGee. And he's coming fully loaded today. He is not playing with me. I know that's right. Like I said, I owe you. I told you I would if it was, and it is. So here we go.
Oh, I like that. Come on now. I'm here for that.
You here for that?
I am here for that.
So
I know
that's what's up.
Last week we talked about quite a bit. And on my newly created Facebook page, I've been sharing a lot. Well, not I, but inside the room, have been sharing a lot of information on trending topics, especially when you begin talking about international affairs. And that's something that I really have pushed myself to better understand its impact on the U.S. and our involvement, quite frankly, in their affairs. As of late, we have heard from our president, Joe Biden, removing our soldiers from Afghanistan. And this has been a long time coming. Many of you have seen the memes of folks pointing fingers at Trump or Obama, when in fact it was really the son Bush. who was responsible for this nightmare, this disaster. So I can talk a lot about what's happening in Afghanistan, but I kind of want to keep it macro level so that folks won't get too lost in the weeds on it. But what's happening in Afghanistan, the Taliban, a militant group that ran the country in the late 1990s, have again taken over control. The U.S.-led invasion of Afghanistan, I want to say back in 2001, ousted the insurgents from power, but they never left. They were there plotting, scheming, and clearly it paid off. So after they blitzed across the country in recent days, the Western-backed government that has run the country for 20 years collapsed. Many Afghans are fearing for the future. Some of you have saw or seen the very disturbing video clips of young people, parents, fathers grabbing onto the U.S. Air Force planes and getting crushed because they're trying to get out of the country. They're trying to flee. And, some people are asking, well, why are people fleeing the country? They're worried that the country could descend into chaos, or the Taliban could carry out revenge attacks against those who worked with the Americans or the government. The other piece is many also fear that the Taliban would reimpose the harsh interpretation of Islamic law that they relied on when they ran Afghanistan from 96 to 2001. Back then, women were barred from attending school. Do y'all hear
remember
me?
that? Mm-hmm.
Back then is 1996 to crazy. Women were barred from going to school, working outside the home, and they had to wear the all-encompassing burqa. How do you say that? Burqa, B-U-R-Q-A, and be accompanied by a male relative whenever they went outside. So this is also about women's rights, and it's crazy over there. It is crazy right now, and I'm just happy that we have an administration that is providing a way out, and there are thousands of people that are waiting. One other thing that's important to know, and I started to talk a little bit about it, but what happened at the Kabul airport, thousands of Afghans rushed there hoping to escape the country.
Yeah, I saw that.
Because they fear what the Taliban's rule will bring. Some were so desperate, and again, they were so desperate, they clung to the side of the military jet as it took off. And I'm telling you, that hurt my heart, seeing kids and mothers trying to flee. And then some of them plunged to their deaths, literally dying by being crushed by the military jet. So there's a lot happening.
I know that our current President Biden has called for our troops to come home. What does this look like? I know some people thinking, oh, they'll come right home. We'll see them in the next month or so. But this still could take about a year. Am I correct?
Yeah, you are. And I think one of the things that I did not mention as I was explaining sort of what the need to know around this Afghanistan situation, why are the Taliban taking over now? And I think it's probably because the U.S. troops are set to withdraw by the end of the month. So there are, to your point, Shay, several weeks of our soldiers coming home. The U.S. has been trying to get out of Afghanistan. It's the longest war for several years now. American troops ousted the Taliban in a matter of months when they invaded to root out al-Qaeda, which orchestrated the 9/11 attacks while being harbored by the Taliban. So it's all connected. But it also proved more difficult to hold territory and rebuild a nation that was battered by sort of these repeated wars. So as the U.S. focus shifted to Iraq, the Taliban began to regroup, and in recent years, they sort of took over much of the Afghan countryside. We could talk about Donald Trump's and his input into all that, but I ain't even gonna go there. But I think one last
I
thing.
would like to know what he had to say.
Donald Trump, Lord have mercy. So last year, Donald Trump announced a plan to pull out, and he signed a deal with the Taliban that limited the U.S. military action against them. Do you hear that? Okay. President Joe Biden then announced that the last troops would leave by the end of August. As the final deadline drew close, the Taliban began lightening sort of like their offensive, overrunning city after city. In other words, the Taliban said, all right, y'all about to get up out of here because we're gonna forcefully take this over. So you presidents in the US are not talking to each other. Clearly we had a deal with Donald Trump and that fell through. So here's what we're gonna do. And thus the craziness. Now, what happened to the president of Afghanistan, one might ask? He fled, he left.
Yeah, of course, right away. Like, do you know where he's at? What's going on? Like,
well,
they're trying to get
people,
to him.
Yeah, on Saturday, they said that they're still trying to figure out where he is, but it's not clear where he went. But, you know, I stand by President Biden's, I miss Obama, President Biden's comments, and he just said, quite frankly, the situation in Afghanistan is gut-wrenching. And but he also rejected blame for what's happening. There were some pundits that, you know, said, oh, it's your fault. You know, you should have taken charge. You should have done what you needed to do. You know, but he also acknowledged that the collapse of the Afghan government happened much more quickly than he anticipated.
Yeah.
He said, and he stood squarely behind his decision to pull U.S. troops out. So that story is still developing almost by the moment, and we'll keep you posted on it.
Yes, we will. Speaking of countries being rebuilt and coming back, and just needing assistance, Haiti again, like, oh my goodness, they experienced a massive earthquake, and here we are again with so many deaths and just homes destroyed and just so many things going on. You want to go ahead and talk about that a little bit more? Like, this is heartbreaking. Seriously, they're like never gonna catch a break.
I know. When we first started talking about Haiti on this show, we talked about the assassination. Excuse me, I can't say the word. Of their president. And now, you know, almost 1.2 million people have been affected by an earthquake. That happened, and it's almost like, well, first of all, we can talk about global warming because that's real. We can talk about environmental justice because that's real. And what we're seeing, I mean, even in the state of Connecticut, Shay, like the way the heat, the humidity, it is not normal. But all of that we attribute to humans and our contribution to the pollution. I don't even want to go there, but that's another topic. But around 1.2 million people, including 540,000 children, have been impacted by what they're calling a 7.2 magnitude earthquake. Which struck southwestern Haiti. And the earthquake left at least, and this is sad, 1,941 people dead and more than 6,900 injured. And that toll is expected to rise.
It did rise. It's already over 2,000 right now. Jeez. So with the deaths of the people that they're pulling out, it's sad because they still don't have a president. So what's going to happen?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been following sort of the details on what's been going on with their leadership. But I'm certain that they have some leaders that are stepping in place and, you know, to take over the government and figure out how to move forward. But Haiti is something else. Haiti is
Do you have any information or helpline or aids? I know there are a lot out there. Do you have a more legit one that we can actually announce here on the show where they can go and help? If
yeah. So there's an organization called UNICEF.
Okay.
And UNICEF is basically UNICEF. And it is an organization that people can donate to because they're already there on the island helping. It's sort of like Red Cross in a sense when they respond when there's a crisis. And their mission is it's really simple. They're helping to build and to help rebuild countries and places that have been impacted by some sort of a disaster. But UNICEF is basically the United Nations Children Fund. And while it says children, obviously it helps out the parents as well. So you can easily go to unicefusa.org and you can donate there. You can also look up Red Cross. I'm sure that they're on the ground as well. But just don't give money to anybody. There are a lot of scams and schemes and all of that stuff that's happening, and we would not want you to be given to some sort of a fraud. But yeah, we got to keep our prayers and eyes open. Please, and we'll continue to keep you updated on this situation down there in Haiti.
Yes. Now it's so funny that you talked about schemes and scamming. I know this is so off topic, but we're going to go to break from here. Are you aware that UT study flagged 1 every 6 PPP loans as suspicious and fraud? That's a lot. 1 out of every 6 PPP loans that were granted were flagged as fraud.
That's crazy.
That's really crazy, right? Crazy. They not playing. That's and
y'all listening out there, y'all better make sure y'all not stealing no money because y'all going to jail.
Y'all going to jail. You guys keep it locked. It's to take over. Welcome back to the Takeover with your girl Shay McCray here on Fubu Radio, and of course I'm sitting here with my boy B, State Representative Brandon McGee. Yes, I call him B. I can do that, but he's an
and
official.
I'm good. Y'all can call me B. But just know I am a real elected official. 10 years in, I serve in the state legislature here in Connecticut. But y'all can call me B. I'm good.
So what's next for your journey? I never even asked you. Like, what are we looking to? What's
I'm just
the
trying
next
to be a
level?
good father. I'm trying to be a good father. That's all. Good father and husband. I don't know what the future holds. I do have aspirations for a higher office. So I'm just working. Building my resume.
Got you.
So stay tuned. Yeah.
Stay tuned. That's what's
up. I might run for president. I'm just saying.
The goals. I love it. It's so funny that you say that. What people don't know is that you also work for an organization that helps with young people. Gotta let them know what else you do.
Yeah. So one of the things that I've committed myself to is any types of programs that help to mentor young men, especially men of color. And so I am the board president of an organization called Ascend, ASCEND Mentoring. Here in the state of Connecticut. Y'all feel free to go to the website to check it out. We are accepting donations, but our goal is to provide a positive role model to every young person that reaches out to us. And as you can imagine, we're struggling trying to find mentors, especially men of color, that could help and be matched. And a lot of it has to do with COVID-19, restrictions.
Got you.
Everything has moved online, so mentoring online is kind of different. So we're working through all of that, but I've given my life to it. And had it not been for individuals like Marshall Monks or June Archer, my father, Brandon McGee Sr., I'm not sure that I would be here. So there is, for me, it's important that young people, young men especially, have access to a positive role model that can help them navigate through their life, especially black and brown men. So anyway, that's my give back, and I'll do that until the day I leave this earth.
That's what's up. Well, speaking of COVID, and you were talking about the reason why there were a lack of mentors and so forth available at this time. The mandates, it look like we're going back with the school starting back. Let's get into that a little bit.
Yeah. So I'm nervous. Let's just put that out there. I have 2 little ones that'll be getting ready to go back to school. And there are quite a few mask mandates that are happening across this country.
Yes.
As school districts are preparing to receive our children. And there are some governors who basically say, I don't care about your mask mandates. You're not forcing my teachers or the students to wear masks. We will also go as far as taking away your pay and taking away money to certain districts that basically supports the idea of wearing masks to prevent the transmission of COVID. So after a year, literally a year of moms, dads, children being home, distance learning, they're now going back to school. I'm nervous, and there is a Delta variant out there, and
that numbers has risen. They're out the park right now. The hospitals are overfilled right now again. It's crazy. Like, do you think we're going to go back to distance learning?
So this is just my full-time job, okay, that pays my bread and butter. In addition to being a state rep, I work for an educational organization that provides services to about 19 magnet schools here in the state of Connecticut. And from my perspective, I think all school districts need to prepare themselves to have a distance learning option. But unfortunately, most school districts are saying we're not doing it. It's either you come to school or you remain home. And I'm concerned. I am concerned. So with the numbers rising, various variants that are out there, you mean to tell me, and I get it, it's a lot on teachers, it's a lot on parents, but I think saving one's life, a child's life, and the teacher's lives, why not have that option? And I support the option, but most school districts, they don't have it. And so what I wanted to do, Shay, is, in the coming weeks or so, we're going to have a superintendent to come on to talk about, preparation for this school year, his concerns. And also we want to hear directly from the students. So we have a college student on and a high school student, just to talk about their worries, their fears, but they're also excited to see their friends. I
agree. I look forward to it. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure they experience anxiety and all type of things and stuff. So, hey, it's time to do something. We got to just get back into what it is that helped us to get out of this. Well, to slow it down in the beginning. So I know you got to get up out of here because once again, you're busy saving the world. But we can't leave without a little tea and gossip going on up in there. You know what I'm saying? So, did you hear? Nah. OnlyFans is to prohibit sexual explicit content beginning in October.
So for some of our listeners who join us every week, what is OnlyFans again? And like, really? It just became, I mean, I know what it is, but I'm just saying some people don't know. I don't think some people know what it is.
Well, really, OnlyFans was really a platform for you were supposed to create content that was like for yourself. If people was a fan of you and they want to see you out there giving back, and it's supposed to be content that was exclusive that you would put up and people would pay to watch. Well, we all know it became a sexual content creator for adults and adult videos and photos, but no sex. And during the pandemic, it went up because all people was doing at home. They was finding ways to make money, and they were creating adult videos and photos content for this particular this OnlyFans. From what I know, people were charging as much as $49.99 a month just to be a subscriber.
I'm in the wrong business.
You're in the wrong business.
I'm missing out. Something is not right.
they have shown from things from sexual explicit nude photos to even foot fetishes. Did you know that? Yes.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
So people were starting a page from foot fetish. However, we also know that Cardi B has an OnlyFans page, as well as Trina and so many others. But this is to show the behind the scenes footage for her video shoots and so many other things like family stuff.
But that's what OnlyFans was created to do.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So folks, I wonder what they're gonna do. I'm sure that there are other platforms that will arise from the sort of closure of OnlyFans providing that space, and somebody's gonna make some money off of it, I'm sure.
Well, the company says it's making the changes because of the pressure from its banking and payment provider partners. So
yeah, that's what happened. Folks are mad they weren't getting paid.
Exactly. So I'm assuming they want to go in and renegotiate that, and I'm pretty sure to be back up. But hey, I don't know. I've never even been on the site.
Neither. I'm not paying nobody for that. I have my wife. We could create our own OnlyFans after I have the house.
Look, they might want to watch that. The state representative, look, a youth pastor on.
On OnlyFans, Lord have mercy.
Well, listen, B, it's been a pleasure. Please let the people know where we can find you, how we can follow up with you this week, because you back on. You back in, right? Okay,
yeah, we're back
on. Let them know.
So just follow me. Of course, I'll start off with the outlier _BLMJ_ at Instagram. Hit me up on Twitter at Rep B McGee. Also Facebook and YouTube Inside the Room. Until next time, y'all be safe, wear your mask, and you know what? I love you.
You love them. Look, you guys make sure y'all follow us, Official FUBU Radio on Instagram, like our Facebook, FUBU Radio, and follow me, Shay McCray, that's SHAYMCCRAY. You already know the vibes. Inside the Room with State Representative Brandon McGee. It's FUBU Radio, baby.